All right, Kevin, we're back, but we have a little bit of rebranding.
Yes, yes, we do.
We are now the Nickel Blitz podcast. This came out of nowhere. We actually were just looking up our podcast on YouTube, just kind of going through it, and I saw another Spider Y2 Banana, and it looked like they had it before us, and I don't know how, considering we changed the name of Spider 2Y Banana, and we changed it to Spider Y2 Banana because I thought it flowed better, but
Yep. Apparently, someone
it
else has it.
someone has it and they make their own podcast. So
Crazy.
here we are for episode 3. It's switched back in the old videos. We have the old overlay. I can't change that. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to figure out if there's anything I can do about it. I don't care. But here we are now. Nickel Blitz rebranding, change the colors.
Yep. Still same concept, same topics as the last week.
Absolutely, everything's the same except for the name.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, let's just get into it. Recap the last week we just had, starting with Thursday Night Football. I picked the Giants to win, and they should have won, but Dexter Lawrence jumped offside in the final seconds of the game, and Washington gets the win.
Yeah, I picked Washington because I know the Giants sucks, and that was my reason why I picked the Washington.
Fish to Washington. Yeah, I mean, I think this just proves how I might get some sound here. No, okay. How solid the Giants actually are, and how maybe concerning the Washington football team could be. I don't know how good this Washington team is. I think they've been fairly disappointing these last 2 weeks, even with the win um, over the Giants. I'm not entirely sure what this team's identity is, and I guess that's something we'll get into for the next week.
Like I said, Heineke played pretty well.
He's doing a fantastic job in the role he's taken over.
True. Going in
Uh,
for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
yeah, it's unexpected. I'm sure he didn't expect it. None of us expected it, but he's playing well. A lot better than I thought he would.
Yep.
Game 2, we got Saints Panthers, and I definitely picked the Saints for that game.
Yeah, I picked the Panthers because I don't know, something about James Winston. I just feel like he's just very inconsistent at times, even though he had a big game week 1. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's not like Jameis Winston's a proven elite quarterback or anything like that. I was riding the high off the last game going into this pick, um, but maybe the quarterback position is still of concern. And they still don't have any. They still don't have Michael Thomas, and then I think that defense is also very suspect. So that team can definitely still be a playoff team. I think they will still be a playoff team, but how far they go is
who, the
I don't know.
Saints?
Yeah,
No chance.
I mean the Panthers could take this. It could be a 3 playoff team in the NFC South. Actually, the NFC is too strong. I think the Saints actually miss out on the playoffs because of this. If the Panthers keep playing as
Yeah.
well as they are, I mean, I think the Panthers may take a playoff spot, and even then, the Panthers still could miss the playoffs because there's so many good NFC teams.
Nah,
Um,
I think Sam Darnold got it. He's gonna hold it
we'll
down.
see. We'll see what happens.
True.
Next game, we got Chicago and Cincinnati. I definitely picked Chicago to win that one.
Yeah, I picked the Bengals. I thought they're gonna do a lot better than last week since they won that game in overtime, but there's still some problems there, especially with Joe Burrow. There's a
Yeah,
couple interceptions that you could have prevented, but I mean, I guess it all came down to the defense.
yeah. Not a high scoring game by any means. I mean, 34 points isn't a small amount, but I'm kind of disappointed in what I saw from Justin Fields. I'm not like
Yeah,
disappointed in him. I thought he would. I thought he'd be. He would have played better when he was thrown in. But week 2 is certainly a very early point of the season. But they got the win. He's going to start next week, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
wait, is he returning
um,
next week?
yep, he's the starting
What?
quarterback next week. Yep,
Great.
I'm pretty sure at least. I'll make sure of that in here in a second. Next game we got Cleveland and Houston. Uh, I think we both picked Cleveland, and
Yeah,
there's no real explanation we need to put in for that. But um, Texans lost to Rod though, and they were looking really good before they did lose to Rod Taylor.
Yeah, now they got some rookie like what Davis Mills. I never even heard
Yeah,
of this guy until
yeah.
coverage.
I didn't actually hear of him either, and I'm not high on him. I'm not. I really have no expectations for him because I don't know who he is. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I feel really bad for Terrell Taylor. He's a very, I mean, I think he's a average to above average quarterback. So, but he was playing pretty well. And he kept the Texans in that game until he got hurt. It's just
You,
unfortunate, man.
you think Deshaun Watson's gonna play this season?
Not for the Texans, that's for sure. Not for the Texans. Next up, we got Rams and Colts. Rams
Colts.
were. I think the Rams were an easy pick for me. Even with the Colts, I thought they were going to have a good bounce back game, and they did. 24 points against the Rams is no small feat. Although you shouldn't be celebrating. I don't think you should celebrate a loss. I think they showed improvement this week, especially from that offense.
Yeah, I picked the Rams too. I mean, I didn't really like watch that game, but I just suspected that like the Rams were just a better team than the Colts.
The Rams are a better team, and they're probably my second favorite team in the NFC right now, behind the Bucks.
How's the situation with Carson Wentz? Did he have like an ankle injury or something?
He sprained literally both of his ankles, so we
Uh,
will be seeing Jacob Eason, I imagine, next week.
no.
So we'll see how that goes. That Colts defense isn't bad by any means, but their offense has to be able to play well for that defense to play well. So
Yeah.
I think we may be looking at a unfortunate
Yep.
timing for this Carson Wentz injury, and I'm not super high on Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz is a good quarterback in the National Football League. He's an average quarterback at least, I believe. So I think it's really gonna hurt them not having Carson Wentz out there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's their best option. Anyway, moving on. We got Denver and Jacksonville. That was an easy pick as well for me. I'm not high on Jacksonville at all. I think they'll be a bottom 10 team this year. They got pieces to still figure out. There is some shining parts. You see some good things from Trevor Lawrence, but then you see some bad things from Trevor Lawrence, and that's going to happen with a rookie, even one who was he's been touted as the highest rookie since Andrew Luck to come out of college. So, but I mean, the Denver Broncos were just a better team, and they have they played better, they are better. I really don't know what else to say about this Jacksonville team, honestly.
Yeah, I picked the Broncos too. I thought Teddy Bridgewater played very well, considering that Jared Judy was like had a season-ending injury. But yeah, the Jaguars aren't living up to the expectations that they're like given. So I agree with you that they're gonna probably be like a bottom 10 team or something like that.
Yeah, they could be a bottom 5 team. It really just depends how well Trevor Lawrence starts playing. And it's not like he's surrounded by super great talent. He's not, but they can win some games. We'll just see if they will. Next up, we had Buffalo versus Miami. I didn't expect a shutout, even as a Bills fan, but I will absolutely take it. Tua didn't look great when he was actually in there, but he got taken out of the game, bruised ribs. So Jacoby Brissett is going to start next week. We'll talk about that later. But 35-0, bounce back game for Buffalo. Josh Allen still didn't play like super lights out, but he had a pretty good game. 1 interception, fine. Nothing really glaring from that game. Bills running game got going, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I picked the Bills. I just thought the Bills were just a better team overall. I didn't really watch that game, but kind of sucks that Tua got hurt. Kobe Brissett, I don't know.
I will say the offense looked better when Jacoby Brissett was out there, in my opinion at least. Not to say Tua isn't the guy or Tua is worse than Jacoby Brissett. I think Jacoby Brissett's actually he could be starting in some other places, but he isn't, and that's okay. I think he's gonna be a journeyman. I think he's gonna have a long career in the NFL, even if it is a backup. But it did look like it was more successful when he was on the field. Take that how you will. But the offensive line of the Dolphins were horrible.
Did Will Fuller play week 2?
No, he did not play week 2. I think he will be back week 3 though.
That'll be interesting. See how they
Yeah,
incorporate him.
it's certainly going to help them. Yeah. Next up, we have New England Jets. It was Battle of the Rookies. Zach Wilson versus Mac Jones, and Mac Jones easily wins this one. Jets only put 6 points on the board. I mean, I think we both picked the Patriots. The Patriots just have a better team, and I don't really like what I see from the Jets so far. This could be another bottom five season for them, and it's not looking great for it not to be. So I really don't have much to say about either team. I think the Patriots are decent. I don't think they're crazy good, but I think they'll be um, around the 20s, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I didn't like what Zach Wilson, what he threw like 4 interceptions. I mean, I didn't really like that at all. I think it's mainly because like the Patriots defense played
Patriots
very
defense is a good
well.
defense. Yeah, that
That
shouldn't be understated.
or I think like the Jets O line or something.
It's
Something's
just the
going
Jets
on.
team. He's not surrounded by a bunch of talent, and he is a rookie, so he's gonna have time. So this doesn't mean
True.
he's a horrible quarterback. There's no reason to overreact like that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but he's with the Jet organization though, and they tend to
Hopefully, I mean, maybe they'll get it going. Maybe they'll get it going.
maybe.
As for now, what are they? They're 0-2, right? So
Yep.
we'll see how they can get it going. I don't know. I don't know if they will.
I see them being like a top or not top but bottom 10 team too.
They will probably be a bottom. In my opinion, they'll probably be a bottom 10 team as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's a good thing for the future. And if the Dolphins end up being a bottom 10 team for the future, let me just add this to the Dolphins. The Dolphins need to act now because their team is getting older and they have the pieces, especially on defense, but they don't have it on offense. If they don't have it on offense, they're not going to win.
True.
So anyway, next game we had San Francisco, Philadelphia. Did I pick the Eagles for that game? I actually don't remember who I picked.
No, I picked the Eagles. You picked the 49ers.
Okay, so I have Jalen Hurts in fantasy, and I started him. But okay, so I picked the 49ers. I just think they have a better overall team. But I wouldn't have been surprised if the Eagles won that game, honestly. They actually didn't show a lot this game. Neither team did, and I'm actually surprised at what the 49ers have looked like so far this season. Maybe not as strong as some people thought they were. Some people may have been putting them number two behind the Bucks this year, with all their injuries coming back. But I don't like what I'm seeing from this year. Eagles didn't show a lot on offense. Only 17, 11 points this game. Not terrible for the defense, but something about that offense got to get going.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Eagles. I thought the Eagles were gonna show up. I thought Jalen Hurts might be able to carry the team since he played well week one. I mean, he didn't play too bad week two, but I guess the 49ers defense just too much for him.
Yeah, nothing terrible. I mean, only 109 passing yards, but he only threw the ball 23 times. And then I think he had, I'm trying to figure out what he had rushing that game. 82 yards rushing with a
Yeah,
touchdown. So, I mean, obviously, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's going to run, but you got to, the Eagles offense got to be able to spread the ball a little bit more.
yeah.
Alrighty. Raiders, Steelers. So I lost this one for sure. Did you pick the Steelers as well?
No, I picked the Raiders.
You actually picked the Raiders. Okay.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I just thought the Steelers were going to win. I think the Steelers are a more talented team, at least on defense. On offense, I think it's a toss up. I really think the Steelers offense has the weapons to be a good offense, but they're not showing it whatsoever. And it's concerning to be it can be concerning to be a Steelers fan right now. But the Raiders are proving to be a really solid team so far, beating the Ravens and the Steelers. They could be a sneaky playoff team. We got to see if they hold up. I love Derek Carr, but he hasn't really done anything since he had that MVP season before and then he got hurt and all these things happened. I'd like to see him do well. Darren Waller is doing well. Hopefully they keep playing well. I mean, I have nothing against the Raiders, so. But I am a little disappointed in the Steelers. 17 points isn't great, and I know they lost T.J. Watt in that game, so that sucks. But that offense has got to play better, or it's going to be a repeat of last season, or worse.
yep.
They
I
might
mean,
not make the playoffs because of this.
I picked the Raiders. I think they're gonna be a playoff team. It's just, I mean, maybe, I mean, AFC West. That's pretty much a tough conference itself. But I think the Raiders played very well last week 1, so that's why I thought they're gonna beat the Steelers week 2.
Yeah.
Plus, to beat two like top tier defenses. Derek Carr's playing pretty well.
Yeah, after I mean, even after the Steelers beat the Bills, so I really thought they were going to be a good team this year, but then they regressed a little bit against the Raiders. So I don't know if it's the Bills just picked it up week 2 and just shut out the Dolphins. Is it the Steelers that move down? Is it the Dolphins who aren't a good team? What is it? Or it could just be a week to week thing. Sometimes a different team than you expect wins. So
Yeah.
next up we have the Cardinals Vikings.
Ooh.
I think we both picked the Cardinals.
Yep.
But this game was very close.
That was a
Lost
crazy
a
game.
missed field goal at the very end of the game to lose.
I mean, what's new about the Vikings, honestly?
But this, I don't know if this is this concerning for the Cardinals, allowing 33 points and barely scraping out by a missed field goal at the end of a game. I don't know. Is this? I don't want it to be the same Cardinals from last year, who missed the playoffs when I think they went 8-8 or 9-7. I don't want to see that from the Cardinals. Kyler Murray played well again. Defense giving up 34 points or 33 points isn't really what I expected from them. But props to the Vikings. I thought they actually played pretty well. So that could be a sneaky team right there. Sneaky, solid team. I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs or anything, but I mean, keep an eye on them. I think they're gonna score a bunch of points this year.
Yeah, I thought both offenses played pretty well. I mean, Kyler Murray kind of like had a bad, what was the word? He kind of fell off in the second half. He threw like what, 2 picks, I think, or one fumble, something like that. But I don't know, dude. The Vikings, they're always that one team that gets so close. Like almost every season, the kicker misses it.
Yeah.
Um, some just always goes
He
wrong
had
with the
2
Vikings.
interceptions that game though.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he had a fumble. It's not listing it here. Anyway, yeah, no, the Vikings, they do. You're right. I think they do this a lot, and that's concerning to be a Viking fan. Hopefully they're doing all right, but the Vikings showed something, and I'm a little impressed. They are 0-2, so that really hurts them. And their losses, I mean, to the Bengals, after putting up these numbers against the Cardinals, you would think they would beat the Bengals, but
Yeah,
they didn't.
I think they'll fix it up as the season go on because their losses has been pretty close games. So
I
they
think
just
they'll be a
need
middle of
to
the pack team, though. I don't think this is going to be anything special for them.
maybe. I mean, they just need to fix things up, and I think
There's too many good teams in the NFC. I just don't believe them making the playoffs.
yeah, maybe.
I see them being like 7-10, somewhere around there, without going through their schedule and picking out the games. I think they're a middle of the pack team. So, anyway, that's not what we're here for. Let's go to the next one. Bucks Falcons. I think this was an easy pick for both of us.
Yeah.
Falcons did put up 25 though. That's pretty impressive to me. Kyle Pitts actually had a solid game. I think he had over 70 receiving yards. Not much to say. Tom Brady's still playing well.
Somehow.
Buck Stevens playing, solid. 25 points given up, but they win the game. So 48 points put up on offense though, man. Gronk's still playing well. Antonio Brown's on COVID this week. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I don't think there's a lot to say out of this game. I just think it's expected.
Yeah, I mean, watching that game, I thought the Falcons had like so many issues. I mean, they couldn't like get anything going on offense. I think most
Very
of their
slow.
points they scored were like wait in the quarter, right? I wasn't sure.
I think at first, yeah. So they were shut out the first quarter, and then they didn't score any in the fourth, and they scored 10 in the second, 15 in the third. So nothing in
Yeah.
the fourth. That's not very good. And the Bucks scored 20 in the fourth. So
Yeah, Bucks are looking as a playoff contender team, I would say, for now.
you said the Bucks are a playoff contender team.
Yeah, of course.
They're a Super Bowl contender team.
Uh,
All right, never mind. Don't talk to me. Dallas Chargers. Dallas. I think that was my pick. I think you might have picked the Chargers there, didn't you?
yeah, I picked the Chargers.
Yeah, it's just Anyway, Dallas, I think they're just a more talented team. Justin Herbert, he's only in his second year. Even though that team is really talented offensively, some of their defense there's still some defense issues for me. I think Derwin James is still a beast, but I just like the Dallas offense way too much for them to lose that game. That's why I picked them, and I think they played pretty solid. Um, Dak Prescott didn't do anything crazy. I remember I played against him in fantasy. I think he only had like 7 points. Tony Pollard played well. Zeke Elliott got a good amount of catches, runs and stuff like that. Like, I would like to see more from their offense, but their defense played well. Only allowing 17 points, getting the dub. I'd put that more on the defense.
I picked the Chargers. I really thought the Chargers were a better team than the Cowboys, to be honest.
No sir.
But I think Derwin James carrying that all defense. I mean,
The best player on the defense, I think.
yeah, true.
Joey
I mean,
Bosa's up there.
yeah, besides Joey Bosa.
Fully healthy
Uh,
Derwin James could be one of the best safeties in the league. He's probably top 3 strong safety in the league.
True.
But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I think what surprised me most was how the Cowboys got their rushing game going. Like Tony Pollard, he got like 109 yards and a touchdown.
Zach Martin was back, so that was a big help though. Zach Martin
Yeah.
is back.
Was like
Even with losing the right tackle, if you add one of the best right guards in the game, I mean it's gonna help.
was it gave credit to like what Kellen Moore, how he like made the Cowboys rushing offense pretty good or something like that.
If
I
you
thought
have a
that
good
was
enough
pretty-
quarterback, you got to be able to run too, though. It opens
Yeah.
up the passing game.
So I think that was like a big factor as into why Cowboys won that game. But I still think Chargers are a better team.
Whatever, dude.
Don't whatever me.
Tennessee, Seattle. I picked Tennessee. I figured this was gonna be a bounce back game, and at first it wasn't, until it was. Tennessee bounces back, beats them 33-30. Horrible defense from both games, honestly, from both teams. I don't expect a lot from the Seahawks defense, but at first they were really locking it down. They were locking up Tannehill, and they were locking up Derrick Henry, and then he just booms for over 200 yards rushing or something like that. Like it was
Crazy.
insane. It was the Tennessee team we know, and I think they're gonna keep booming. I think the offensive passing game's gonna improve this week, so I expect them to play pretty well again next week. But I expected this, although I didn't expect it to be this close. I expected them to win.
Yeah, I picked the Seahawks, mainly because I saw the Titans on week 1 against the Cardinals. They didn't look too well, so that's why I thought the Seahawks would come in and beat the Titans. But I guess Derrick Henry can't be stopped. I mean, that man was just running all over the Seahawks defense. What did he get? Like 100, 200, no, 100 something yards and 3 touchdowns? That was great.
Yeah, he rushed for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's insane.
And Julio Jones also had 128 rushing yards. Ryan Tannehill threw for over 300 yards but didn't throw any touchdowns. So they had a great offense that didn't really pass, didn't throw any passing touchdowns, but 3 rushing touchdowns from Derrick Henry. I think Ryan Tannehill might have had one.
Yeah. Oh, that Julio catch. That should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that was really close, but regardless, Titans win, and it's just what I expected.
Yeah, whatever happened in that game, the Titans clicked. Like they turn up the juice.
I expect it to continue.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Next was Chiefs Ravens, and I didn't expect the Ravens to win. It was a great game.
I didn't expect that either.
Great game. Loved watching. I was gonna turn it off so I could just watch a movie. I was like, okay, Chiefs cover the spread. I'm out of here. And all of a sudden, the game got interesting. Like they scored immediately, and I was like, wow, I can't turn this game off. So I ended up watching the whole game. It was a great game, but I didn't expect the Ravens to win. 2 great teams. There's not really a lot to analyze here. I just think they're both great. A fumble cost the Chiefs, but who knows what happened if they didn't fumble. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I thought the Chiefs were gonna win. I mean, it was pretty impressive how Lamar Jackson turned it up in the second half. He really brought the Ravens back to a pretty close game. But yeah, that fumble by the Chiefs really was really tough.
Yeah, that's a fumble you want back, obviously,
Hmm.
especially that late in the game. Um,
Yeah, but props to Lamar Jackson. What a beast.
yeah, he's a beast, man. And if you can't stop the run, they're going to keep running it. So,
Hmm.
and Lamar Jackson threw the ball just fine, in my opinion, but they couldn't stop the run, so they kept running it down their throat. And if you can't stop it, keep doing it.
Yeah, I think they there's one play I think they tried to stop the run, but Marquise Brown was like wide open.
You can't commit to either. You just got to be able to stop it, even if you're in a passing defense, or at
Yeah.
least contain it. But they couldn't do either. I mean, Lamar Jackson was having like 8 yard rushes with a run up the middle. But anyway, it was a great game.
Hmm.
I think we know the caliber of both of those teams, so we'll keep moving on.
Yep. I think that's
Green
it.
Bay, Detroit. No,
Oh
that's Green
wait,
Bay, Detroit. Yep.
Green Bay, Detroit.
Yeah. Lions put up a fight. I thought they would have played a little bit better, honestly. I kind of figured this was a bounce back game for the Packers, and I thought they were going to win this game. And I think we both picked them. So,
Yep.
not much to say there. I think the Lions are a bottom five team, and when the Packers are on, they're a top five team. So, good to see them bounce back. Aaron Jones had a big game, and I mean, not much more to say. I mean, if they would have lost, it'd be a ton to say. You'd be pretty worried if you're a Packers fan, but they won, and they won by 18 points. So
Yeah, pretty good margin.
I'm good there.
Um, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a bounce back game for the Packers too. Week one, Aaron Rodgers didn't look like Aaron Rodgers. Week two, Aaron Rodgers, that was the Aaron Rodgers we know and love. And for the Lions, honestly, I thought they would put up a better fight
Yeah, me
since
too.
like especially week one against the 49ers. But I don't know. Lions are just I don't know what's going on with the Lions to be honest. It might be like a bottom 10 team too. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
think I think they're down there for sure. I think they have some talent on that team, but overall, it's just, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a long recap. Let's get through this. Um, let's get through these predictions, and we will get out of here.
All right. First game, Panthers versus Texans, Thursday night.
Panthers will be the first 3-0 team of the year. Panthers win that game. I love what I'm seeing from that team. I really kind of hope they make the playoffs. I want to see Christian McCaffrey out there. I want to see Sam Darnold out there. Um, Texans obviously lose Tyrod Taylor, and if they had Tyrod Taylor, I think this could be a close game. The way they've played with him,
Yeah.
but they don't. So
Um,
give me the Panthers.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Panthers too. I like what I see from the Panthers. And this matchup, I think the Panthers is a better team. Plus the Texans lost their QB. They're throwing in a rookie QB, which I don't see going well at all. So that's the reason I'm going with Panthers.
I look at this game as a 10-point loss for the Panthers, or for the Texans. Sorry, 10-point win for the Panthers. I think this will be a big margin.
This might be a shutout game. Good, maybe.
Definitely possible.
All right, next game. Colts versus Titans.
Titans, this is their bounce back. They're just going to continue to do it. I think Derrick Henry has another good game. I think the passing game keeps going. Whether it's Julio Jones, whether it's AJ Brown, I don't. It doesn't really matter to me. I think they're going to keep winning. I think this is a start for them to reclaim their identity from last season. I think I don't know how good their defense is. That is a little concerning, but if their offense keeps it up, they just got to outscore. And I think that offense, with the talent they have, can keep up with anybody. Um, will they? I don't know. Hopefully they have their tackle back, Taylor Lewan, but I don't know what the status of him is. So
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna
give
go
me
with
the
the
Titans.
Titans. I think the Titans offense is top tier with Derrick Henry running the ball. I mean, I don't think he can be stopped what he showed from last week. And plus the
I think
Colts,
he had 48 touches. Let me just throw that in there. They're going to give him a ton of touches every week.
yeah.
So yeah, just
And
wanted to put that
for
in
the,
there.
the Colts, I don't know if Carson Wentz is playing? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think he's playing.
Yeah, so
Double ankle
that's
sprain, so
yeah, so that's gonna be an issue with the Colts too. How they're
that's
gonna score is beyond me, but for this matchup, I think Titans are the better team are gonna win.
yeah. I'm actually concerned for the Colts at this point. I don't know how long Carson Wentz will be out, but this is gonna hurt their chances to be in the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Next game is Falcons versus Giants.
Oh, my goodness. Give me the Giants. I knew I was gonna say. I literally said this. I said I was not gonna pick the Giants again. But there's a few teams that I actually picked the Giants over, and the Falcons is one of them. I don't like what I see from the Falcons whatsoever, really. I think Matt Ryan's not looking great. If Matt Ryan comes out and plays like what he did last year, they can win that game. But I did like what I saw from the Giants. The Giants, Saquon started looking well. He showed some flashes. Daniel Jones, he's gonna rush for 100 because he can't throw for 300. So expect him to have another good rushing game and maybe throw for like 250 yards. If he throws for 300 yards, I'll eat those words, and I'll gladly eat him because he's gonna give me the dub. Give me the Giants.
All right. For me, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Giants. I like if the Giants over Falcons, I pick the Giants any day. I don't see the Falcons like. There's just something off with the Falcons. I don't know if like missing Julio Jones or like
It's just not a good team. I mean, on
yeah.
paper, it's not really as good as some of these other teams, man. So
I think they're rebuilding too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but their defense is not look anything as good as before.
hopefully Matt
So
Ryan isn't done. I think he. I mean, if he. I mean, Tom Brady's still playing, obviously, but not everyone's Tom Brady.
true.
If Matt Ryan still has juice in him, this could be a way for the Falcons to trade him and really rebuild around, I guess, Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley. That team's
Yeah.
young still, and Calvin Ridley's still young. Build around them. Go get your next quarterback because I think you're going to be a bottom 10 team this year.
Yeah, plus they got like what Grady Jarrett, I think, right?
Brady
Deion
Jarrett's pretty
Jones.
solid. He's kind of he's getting up there age a little bit. He's not old,
Yeah.
but he's getting up there. Deion Jones, another young core linebacker.
I think they got like a
Um,
decent corner, like AJ Terrell, something like that.
yeah, I think they just signed him this year. Is that right?
I'm not 100%
Um,
sure.
anyway, it doesn't matter. Just build that team, but you're losing a lot this year. I'm picking against you a lot.
All right. Next game, Chargers versus Chiefs.
Chiefs, easy. Not a big explanation. Chiefs are a better team, and they just lost. Expect them to really put it down on the Chargers.
Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Chiefs too. The Chargers they have been having some like pretty close game, but the Chiefs also have some pretty close games. So I don't know how this game really gonna go.
But I
But on
mean, the Chiefs had a close game against the Ravens
and it's yeah,
versus
and it's pretty high scoring game.
their defense is a little suspect. I will say that, but their offense is going to score,
I
and
mean,
I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a big game.
I think it's gonna be like a really good game. Hopefully, in my opinion. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are just. I mean, they're like the comeback team, so I think the Chiefs are gonna win this one.
Yeah, I think they're going to stomp them. Honestly, I think they win by 10 plus points. Whether that's you call that stomping, I think they're going to dominate the game.
All right, next game, Bengals versus Steelers.
Steelers.
Steelers?
And I like them to bounce back too. I just don't like what I see from the Bengals. I really don't. Even Joe Burrow shows some things. Joe Mixon, even he was a 100-yard rusher week 1. He had a solid game week 2, but a loss for the Bears, and I think the Bears really looked not great last week. I'm just not sold on the Bengals whatsoever. I think they're not a very good team, maybe average, middle of the pack kind of team. But I like the Steelers. They have the weapons on offense. They definitely have the weapons on defense. I expect them to bounce back this week. It's in Pittsburgh too. I like the Steelers at home.
Mm. For me,
Do it.
you
Pick the Bengals, man.
know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Bengals. I like
Oh,
the
you're
Bengals. You know
dumb.
what?
You
Joe,
picked
what is
every team like me right now so far. This is the first one.
You know what did Joe Mixon call himself? They call himself what? The Fantastic Four or the Fabulous Five or something like that?
I don't know what they're calling themselves, but I don't think they're going to be calling themselves a playoff team.
I mean, I don't think Joe Burrow like he played not that well week
He's
2.
not. He's not playing great football, but I mean, he's not playing terrible football.
Yeah.
He does need to clean up the interceptions. Um, as far as week 2 goes, he didn't throw any week 1 in a win, so that's good. 30 attempts, 200 yards. He's getting sacked still. He's been sacked 10 times this season so far. I don't know what his hurries has been, QB hits, pressures, any of that, but he's still being pressured, and this is what happens when you spend your first round pick on a receiver. I don't care if the receiver is producing a little bit. You got to protect your quarterback who's coming off an ACL injury.
Hmm. You know what? I mean, the Steelers are good, but I don't know. I just feel like the Bengals are gonna pull this one off. It's just that gut feeling I have. But yeah, I got nothing else to say about that. I just think the Bengals are
You're
gonna
just
pull it
saying
off.
that. You're just saying it to say it.
I
At this point.
really am. All
That's
right.
another loss for your
No,
record.
no,
Just
no,
throwing
no,
that
no.
out
You'll
there.
watch. The Bengals gonna pull a miracle.
You're eating wings at the end of the year.
No, no. Anyways,
Yes, you will.
moving on. Bears versus Browns.
That's an interesting game. I still think the Browns are the better team. I think it'll be interesting with the offense prepared for Justin Fields to come in. When you're game planning and you know Andy Dalton's the starter, your game plan is going to be set differently. You're going to have different plays ready to go that are different. So I think that they might have some more success this week. I maybe expect Justin Fields to have a pretty good game, but Cleveland's too good of a team. Nick Chubb's playing great. Baker Mayfield's playing good enough. Their defense is solid. I don't see the Bears winning this game.
Yeah, I think the Browns are gonna win too. I think the Browns have a better offense. And plus, Justin Fields is starting, so I think the Browns are gonna like game plan to blitz him a lot because he's like a rookie, whatever. Plus, the Browns I think uh, I think the Browns have the edge on defense. They're like a little bit better than the Bears, so therefore I think the Browns are gonna take this one.
I agree. I mean, I just think the Browns are a better team overall.
All right, next game: Ravens versus Lions.
Are these games just all easy to pick? Give me the Ravens. We've already talked about how we are disappointed in the Lions, but it's not disappointment that we didn't see coming. They're another team that's going to start rebuilding soon, or hopefully as soon as possible. I don't know how long Jared Goff will be there. I don't know where he'll go. I think he's kind of showing he's got some juice in him. You saw it week 1, but I expect him to start 0-3. Lamar Jackson playing extremely well. Maybe they game plan for the run, but I think he'll just pass. He'll pass over it. I think Lamar Jackson's a decent passer. He's a good passer. Is he as good as like Patrick Mahomes? Obviously, no. He's not as good as Patrick Mahomes or even Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. None of those guys. But he can throw the ball. So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win again, and I think they're gonna really take it to them. Lions will put up a fight though. I think they'll score 20 points.
Yeah, for me, I think the Ravens are gonna win. I mean, the Ravens just beat the Chiefs in week 2, and I just don't see the Lions like matching up to the Ravens in any way. Therefore, I think the Ravens are gonna take it.
The only way they win this game, in my opinion, is if the Ravens make mistakes, interceptions, fumbles, injuries. Other than that, I like Detroit I like Baltimore all the way here.
Yeah, somehow contain Lamar Jackson, but that's pretty hard to do. So
That's a hard ass. It's easier said than done.
yeah. All right, next game: Saints versus Patriots.
Now that's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on who to pick here. You know what? Part of me wants to really pick the Saints and Jameis Winston, but I don't feel them after last week. Give me the Patriots. I like their defense more. Their offense, their run game really got going last week. I want to see more from Mac Jones before I'm saying they're a great team or anything like that. And it's at home in New England. I think this will be a close game, anywhere between upwards of a touchdown, 37 points.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Patriots at home.
Yeah, I think I'm going to Patriots too. I just don't like Jameis Winston, period. I think the Patriots defense is really good. So I think that's going to give Jameis Winston some problems. I just feel like he's going to throw a couple interceptions. And Patriots may have more possession of the ball, therefore running it more. But
Also, let me throw this in there. Alvin Kamara has been fairly disappointing so far.
true.
He's not. He's leading the team in rushing yards, but only 88 yards in 2 games, and receiving yards. He's not the leading receiver, which honestly I would expect with this team, but I don't know. I mean, it could be a Winston thing. I don't know, and I really like Winston. Hopefully, he picks it up.
I hate Winston. I think he needs glasses
Okay,
or something.
he
Those
he
laser
got
eye surgery,
LASIK.
those things do not work. He needs whatever Rodrigo Blankenship has.
You want him to wear goggles?
Yeah, I want him to wear goggles. All right, next game.
Man,
Cardinals versus Jack.
Cardinals Jags.
Yeah.
Oh, brother. Cardinals easy.
Yeah.
Even though they did disappoint me a little bit on defense last week, this is just a way better team. Look for them to outscore. Look for them to lock them up on defense. Jaguars will put up points, but they're not going to win the game.
Yeah, I think
Cardinals easy.
yeah, that's an easy one. Cardinals, like I think the Cardinals are just better in versus the Jags in like all contested categories, like passing, defense, rushing. All right, moving on. Washington versus Bills.
Bills. You want me to say something different? I think we're gonna keep. I think we're gonna keep going from this Dolphin game. I don't know what happened week 1. Honestly, I don't know if there's a good reasonable explanation. I think if we play the Steelers again, I think we'd beat them. Maybe not right now, maybe later in the season, but I think we're bouncing back. I think we're adding more running into the offense, so I expect us to continue that.
For
Give me the Bills.
me, yeah, I think the Bills are gonna take this one. I just feel like the Bills. I mean, they shut out the Dolphins week 2,
Yeah.
and Bills had pretty good defense. Therefore, I think the Bills are gonna take this one.
I'm just not. I'm not sold on Heineke. I don't know if anyone's thinking
Yeah.
Heineke's a superstar anyway. I know there's a little bit of a train on him, but I mean, how far is that going to take you?
I think if Washington beat the Bills, he's gonna turn some head, Heineke, for sure. If, big if, big if,
Next,
like capitalization. All right, Jets versus Broncos.
Jets Broncos. Wow, Zach Wilson seeing ghosts just like his former quarterback Sam Darnold. Give me the Broncos. No explanation needed. I think we all expect this. Jets fans, I'm sorry. But you have a few years to go. You gotta build the right team. They've missed a few times on defense. They missed a few times on offense. It happens. It's just time to rebuild. That's it. I mean, give me Broncos. I don't have any more to
Yeah,
say.
I think the Broncos are gonna take this one. Like I didn't see anything week 2 offense Jets against the Patriots. I didn't see anything good about the offense.
Denzel Mims is not even playing. Just throwing that out there too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Broncos defense is gonna capitalize on some of the Jets mistakes. So therefore, I think the Broncos are gonna take this one. Plus, Teddy Bridgewater's been playing really well, even though they lost Jared Judy. So yeah, Broncos for me.
Is he out for the season? How long is he out for?
I think he's out for the season.
No way.
Yeah, but they have Cortland Sutton, so that's something.
It always hurts the other receiver too.
Yep.
Tough.
All right, next game: Dolphins versus Raiders.
I'm gonna go Raiders. We know the backup quarterback starting.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders have looked extremely well. I'm just going to talk about the Raiders here because we know what we think about the Dolphins right now, especially with the backup quarterback coming in. 35
True.
points on a very good defense for the Dolphins. So that's not, it's because the offense can't produce. So the Raiders, they're surprising me. They're shutting me up as, I'm not going to say a hater, but a non-believer. Give me the Raiders. They're going to start 3-0. But I think it's
Wow.
because the Dolphins aren't great.
Raiders might start 3-0, putting them ahead in the AFC West. Crazy. But yeah, I think Derek Carr is playing really well. And
Hey, just throwing it out there, the Broncos will also be 3-0 if they beat
oh,
the Jets.
true, 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 true.
And then
Yeah, I
continue.
mean, I think this one's pretty easy. I think the Raiders,
Not
just
much to
because
talk
of like,
about here. Yeah.
yeah, Derek Carr is playing pretty well. Oh, here's a good one: Seahawks versus Vikings.
I think the Vikings dropped to 0-3, and the Seahawks. Look, they were close to winning last week against a really good Titans team. At least I believe the Titans are still really good. Um, the Vikings, they did keep up, right?
Yeah,
It's just I don't know how well that defense is gonna play against a team like the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks win this game. I do think it's close though. I think the Vikings continue to score points. I know Dalvin Cook might be he might be questionable, but if he plays, I mean, even if he doesn't play, Kirk Cousins is probably going to throw for like 400 yards and a couple touchdowns. But no matter what, I'm taking the Seahawks here. And I think DK Metcalf has a good game this week. I think they're going to spread the love a little bit more.
okay. Well, I hate to be breaking news, but I think the Vikings are gonna win this
2
one.
losses for you, buddy.
And another gut feeling, as you can say, is
It is
Kevin's
home.
gut
I will
feeling.
say it is at home for the
Yes.
Vikings. That's a good sign, but I just don't think their team's good enough.
I mean, they lost some pretty close games. I think this is
To
gonna
the
be
Bengals. They lost to the
listen. It's
Bengals.
the first game of the week, all right? You know, some jitters are up in the air, but it's
You're
better to
right.
make
People
mistakes
could say that.
now
Yep.
than later on in the season.
People could
And
be saying that about the Bills, and I don't want them saying that about the Bills. So.
yeah, I think Kirk Cousins gonna go off against the Seahawks. I mean, he's not saying Russell Wilson's gonna go off too. So therefore,
Russell Wilson
I think
will
it's gonna
go
be a
off.
high scoring game. I don't know who the Viking kicker is, but whoever he is, he better clutch up because I think it's gonna come down to it.
If you're saying it's coming down the kicker and you're betting on the kicker, I think you got issues.
No, no, no. This is
Yeah, no,
Kevin's
no, no,
gut
no, no.
feeling here. But
Kevin's gut
sometimes my
feeling has him at 7-15. Do you see that right there? Do you see that?
yeah, but sometimes my gut feelings are right, and I get the games that I want won. All right, next game: Bucks versus Rams. What? Bucks versus Rams.
That's a good game. This could be an NFC Championship right here. I'm just gonna stick with the hot hand though. I don't know until the Bucks get beaten, they're the best team in the league, right? So I'm gonna go the Bucks. I do think it'll be close. I think Matthew Stafford's gonna play a good game, but I think the Bucks defense is better than the Rams defense, and I think the Bucks
True.
offense is better than the Rams offense. But it's close. So I like the Rams a lot, and I love Matthew Stafford. He's my guy, but give me the Bucks in a close game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks too. Um, I don't know how Matthew Stafford. I don't know if the Rams O line is any good, and I don't know how Matthew Stafford is gonna deal with the Bucks pass rush. But yeah, Tom Brady. He's playing Tom Brady. He's playing having an excellent game so far, and I expect him to put up big numbers against the Rams, even though Antonio Brown is out. Well,
Yeah, no Antonio
actually,
Brown. Add that. Yeah, he could play,
yeah.
but I don't expect him to honestly.
Oh, he is playing against Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. I don't know. It'll be an interesting matchup. Two good defenses going up against each
Jalen
other.
Ramsey can only cover one guy. Let's just
True.
say it's Mike Evans, because they got a little history. Oh, do they have history? Maybe I'm thinking of Marshawn Lattimore. They might have a little history. I don't know for sure. Chris Godwin.
Yeah, Chris Godwin.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yep, his favorite guy to throw to.
Fuck it, Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller.
If Antonio Brown's not playing, Scotty Miller's gonna get some good reps.
True.
All I'm saying.
Um,
Give me the Bucks still.
Even though Jalen Ramsey does cover one guy, I feel like him himself can cover like one third of the field.
Absolutely.
He's just that good.
Yeah, not gonna deny that. That's for sure.
All right, next game. Packers versus 49ers.
Packers keep it moving. Niners haven't shown me a lot this year, and it's a little concerning. I know they're 2-0, but I thought they'd be playing a lot better. And that maybe they're just getting a slow start. Maybe there's been some injuries. Whatever it's got to be. Packers, another nighttime game. Give me the Packers. I love the way they looked this last week. So even though it is against the Lions, I like for Aaron Rodgers to have another good game. Give me the Packers in a primetime game in San Francisco.
You know what? As much as I love the Packers, I think the 49ers are going to take this one.
That's 3 misses.
Well, I'm putting 49ers for me. I think George Kittle he's going to go off.
Yeah, I'm sure fantasy people are hoping that too.
The running back situation is what worried me about the 49ers. But I think they'll be all right if Eli Mitchell plays. I mean, they still got like talented running backs behind on that depth chart.
Yeah.
On the Packers, I mean, I feel like it is going to be a high-scoring game. And there's another one of Kevin's gut feeling. But yeah, I think the 49ers are going to take this one. All right.
Why don't you get us to the last game, huh?
All right, last game.
This episode's actually really long.
Yeah, it is for some reason. I think it was because we went over like the games for week 2. We talked about it. All right.
It's all right.
Last one. Eagles versus Cowboys.
Eagles, Cowboys. I love the Cowboys here. Eagles haven't shown me a lot this year. I do like Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna start him in fantasy, but this Cowboys offense, even I know Amari Cooper is questionable to play. There are some factors in the air. I just like the Cowboys offense more than I like anything from the Eagles, whether it's defense or offense. So I expect Dak Prescott to play well, and then that rushing attack to keep it going. Give me the Cowboys.
Interesting. Well, Garvey, I think the Eagles are gonna win this one. No, so put that hand 4 down. Mainly because of Jalen Hurts. I mean, he's been playing, in my opinion, pretty well the past 2 weeks. So I feel like this is gonna transition over.
I don't know if I would say he played well last week. It was decent, 100 rushing yards, but like 170 passing yards is fine.
I mean, he did go
190 passing yards. No touchdown passes, no interceptions.
It was a pretty close game too against the 49ers. What, 17-11?
Yeah.
So, and the Cowboys barely beat the Chargers.
Yeah, Cowboys have a bad defense. I don't think they have a good defense still, so.
I think the Eagles has pretty good defense, right? I could be mistaken.
It's all right. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know if they're ranked or anything like that, but I mean they beat the Falcons 32-6, but it's the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm picking the Eagles here. I think Jalen Hurts gonna.
And it's at home in Dallas. That's all I'm gonna throw out there. Last thing.
No, it doesn't matter.
He's nervous.
No, it don't matter. No, I'm sticking to it. Jalen Hurts is gonna prove the haters wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I like those picks in my favor. I really like my picks, and you have 4 different ones than me.
Yeah, true.
So you could take the lead, you could tie it, or you could fall 4 more games behind.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's hard for me to pick an upset, honestly. But a lot of these games were not close. Some of these games were close toss-ups for me, like the Giants and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna say I'm confident in my picks. Whether I told you if I thought it was gonna be close, so I don't know. I think that's
Yeah, I
a
mean,
wrap though.
for me, I tend to pick the underdogs if I see like a close matchup. So
You just
that's
want the underdogs to win. You're literally gonna be eating the spiciest wing ever because you're
no,
just
no,
like,
no, no. That's not true.
I want the
No, that's not true. Watch. I mean,
oh, give me the underdog.
we're only in week 3, and so therefore, yeah, therefore, there's still many chances out there for you to miss. I
Yeah,
mean,
to
I'm
miss.
only down by 2, so if my prediction comes true, I'll be ahead by 4. 4.
You'd be up by 2.
4.
You're down 2, and you have 4 different ones. So that means you'd be up 2.
2.
Anyway, so just to clarify, so these the wins are right here, and these are losses. Oh my god, losses, wins.
Loss.
So
Win.
yeah, so it's
Win.
not how many wins we have out of how many games. Obviously, just want to clarify that. And to reiterate one more time, we are the Nickel Blitz podcast now.
Yep.
We were hoping this is the only one. We looked it up. We didn't see anything.
Yeah, hopefully.
But if we look up next week and we see Nickel Blitz podcast, I'm probably gonna lose it again. We might just have to retire the podcast or just call us the Spider Y2 Banana Nickel Blitz podcast. I don't know. No one's gonna have that name. Anyway, Kevin, please get us out of here. This has been an hour episode, and that's just sickening.
Yep, that concludes week 3. We'll see you guys next week on Wednesday, same time for week 4.
Why are you saying Wednesday? We're recording on Wednesday. This is not going up on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thursday.
This could be uploaded. Oh shoot, it has to be uploaded on Thursday, huh? It could be late if it happens. I have a lot of work to do. I'm in school. This man right here, congrats this man. He got a job, but he doesn't have a job right now, so he's doing nothing.
True. I'm not gonna be able to do nothing this week and next week. Start October 4th. Yep. With that, we sacked the QB. We stopped their 4th down. We won the game. The Nickel Blitz came out on top, and we won the game. What?